Welcome home, Garrick. Michael?
I imagined this moment a dozen times. I was going to get balloons and streamers and one of those glittery welcome home signs.
Well, maybe we should put up decorations in memory of Alicia anyway. She would have loved it.
Certainly nothing like I dreamed it would be.
I know. But you have one very good reason to be extremely happy. You've got your son in your arms at home. Alicia wanted his homecoming to be good, to get ready for a very happy life. We can make that hope come true, and all the rest of her dreams that she had with you and me.
Gabrielle, I know you made promises to Alicia in the hospital.
And I intend to keep them.
You have your own life, please.
Michael, my life now is here at Grandeview, taking care of you and Garrick.
Can't believe how quickly the courtroom's filling up. Well, where's Vicky?
Oh, there was an emergency at the Banner, and she insisted on handling it. She'll get back as soon as she can.
You okay? Yeah, I'm hanging in there.
You get a chance to see Bo this morning?
Briefly. It was so depressing in that place. I don't know how he can stand it.
Look at this. Herb's checking out the whole courtroom, making sure everybody he's subpoenaed is here to testify. You know, I still can't understand why he subpoenaed you to testify for the prosecution. I guess maybe he figures that you're about the only friend Michael Grant has these days. He needs all the character witnesses he can find.
Yeah, honey. Look, there's something I haven't told you.
You hate me. You can't let me die like this. Austin, my time is running out. What the hell's wrong with you? Give me my pills.
How many do you need to take?
One.
Here. I'll get you some water.
I need any water. Glory be. Pill is magic.
It works already?
Yeah. Thank you, Austin, for helping me.
All right, now you don't talk. Just rest. I'm going to call an ambulance.
No, you don't need an ambulance. Pill did the trick.
Just in case you have another attack. Just hang there.
Asa, darling!
Oh, Lordy.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, what's happened?
He's had a heart attack.
Heart attack! Oh, my God, where are your pills? Your pills, darling. You're always supposed to have your pills with you.
Renee!
You got to get here as soon as you possibly can.
Look, you stay here with him. I'm going to go up to the house and find his pill.
No, I already gave him a pill.
Well, did you take it?
I was trying to tell you that, but you wouldn't listen.
All right. The ambulance will be here real soon.
All right, darling, now, I just want you to stay here real quiet. No, please.
Renee.
Please. It's very important. Be quiet and still.
All rise.
Oyez, oyez, the Court of Common Pleas for the city of Grandeview, Latano County, is now hearing evidence and other testimony in the matter of the Commonwealth versus Bo Buchanan. The Honorable Judge Edward Romero presiding. Please be seated.
Will the bailiff please bring in the jury?
If you'd rather go stay with Brenda, I'm sure that Bo would understand.
No, Brenda wanted me to be here for Bo. She knew how much my support would mean to him. Sorry.
No. I deserve that. I should have been with you here last night, and I should have been at the baby's funeral. It must have been hard for you to be there alone.
You didn't know about the baby.
Yeah, well, I would have if I hadn't been so busy with Fraternity Row.
And I'm just beginning to realize why you're so caught up in that show and why it's taken so much time out of your life. I realized what I was getting myself into.
Max, You know how important the show is to me.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about you and me.
Then what are you talking about?
I'll explain it later once we get to a break.
Now, honey, just relax, all right? As long as you tell the truth, you're not going to be able to say anything that's going to hurt Bo, right?
Honey, there's some things that I remember Bo saying.
What are you talking about? Things that could damage his case?
Yes. Yes, things that could hurt him.
Well, look, honey, if nobody but you or Bo knows about that, then...
But what if Herb found out somehow? What if he tries to force these things out of me?
Then, honey, you just try to avoid those subjects. Talk around those things.
Herb, what's wrong? Is there a brief or something that I forgot?
No.
Are you feeling ill?
Just sorry I won re-election. I'd rather be anywhere except in this court.
You have an airtight case, Herb.
Bo is my friend, Julie. I don't want to believe he's guilty. But the evidence... The law says you have to prosecute on the evidence, not on your feelings. So here I am, sworn to uphold the law, prosecuting my friend.
Well, all the breaks are going our way so far. We've got Judge Romero. He's a man that's not out to prove anything, but a man deserves a fair trial.
And the jury we've ended up with is as fair-minded and intelligent as any I've seen.
We've got a strong case, Bo. We're going to win it.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have the awesome responsibility of deciding a man's fate. The defendant is charged with murder. The charge does not mean that he is guilty. He is to be presumed innocent until you can render a judgment based on the evidence presented in this courtroom. If you find that the evidence to be in favor of the defendant's innocence, then you must so rule. If you find that the evidence proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that he is guilty, then you must judge him to be guilty. I will advise you to consider the facts soberly and thoughtfully and without prejudice. I will also advise counsel to present their arguments in like manner. Mr. Callison, if you're prepared to make your opening statement.
Oh, you've settled right in, haven't you? This is much better than the hospital, isn't it, sweetheart?
Gabrielle, you know you are welcome here any time, but I can't let you move in. It would not be fair to you.
I gave my word to Alicia that I would help with you and Garrick.
You made those promises to Alicia under extreme circumstances. I can't hold you to them.
Michael, is it that you still feel guilty about our affair? Having me around here, do you think that's going to be a constant reminder that you were unfaithful to your wife? Is that it?
No, that is not it at all. I have special feelings of closeness for you, more so than when even we were lovers. But, I mean, it would be very easy for me to accept your offer. I can't let you live for Rick, for me, or for Alicia. It's too much of a sacrifice to ask of anybody.
Don't you understand? It's not a sacrifice for me.
Oh, Mr. Grant. We didn't hear you come in.
Yes, Martin. Mrs. Wiggins, come and see the baby. He's really looking healthy.
Oh, indeed he is.
Yes, don't you?
I was showing Mrs. Wiggins the nursery.
Yes, well, anyway, welcome to Grandeview, Mrs. Wiggins. It's nice to see you again.
Yes, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Hello?
Mrs. Wiggins, this is Gabrielle Medina.
Oh, hello. I'm pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You must be Michael's new secretary.
Mrs. Wiggins is Rick's live-in nanny. Alicia had talked with the agency about someone to live here and take care of the baby.
Yes, I'm very sorry. I never had the chance to know her.
You've had experience with babies.
Oh, it's my life's work, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Of course, there's one drawback, and that is having to leave a family when the children no longer need me, but assuming responsibility for a new charge brightens my spirits rather quickly. Yes, it's such an angel. Yes, it is. But he really should be taken to the nursery.
Oh, what's wrong with his staying here? I was hoping to have him nearby while I worked.
Yeah, oh, no, that won't do at all.
Mrs. Wiggins, I have a 2-year-old boy who thrives on being in the center of things.
Ah, well, but our newborn needs peace, quiet, serenity.
I also think that they need affection more.
Mr. Grand, my employment has always been contingent upon my having complete charge of the child's welfare. Now, of course, if you're opposed to these conditions...
No. I have agreed that you will have the decisions about Rick.
Very good, then. Martin, let's take him to the nursery.
Mr. Grant? Excuse me, please.
And, there are a number of items that really should be purchased immediately.
Oh, well, I'll come up now and we'll make a list.
Oh, good idea.
That I should have buried the baby in Texas next to Steve.
Oh, honey, I think you did the right thing burying him here.
Yeah, you're right. I did, didn't I? I mean, that way I can go and I can put flowers on the grave every week or, as much as I can.
I'll be glad to go with you.
It's funny, isn't it? Remember how I was all worried about the baby's things fitting in this place?
Well, Wanda found a young woman who was very, very grateful for your generosity.
Generosity? I just didn't want to come in this house and see all of his toys and his crib and stuff like that. I am going to miss him. Oh.
Me too. I loved him too.
I know. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Bet you could use a bite to eat, maybe a cup of tea.
Cup of tea?
I'll take it.
Okay. Pretty good at this tea stuff now, aren't you?
Yeah, I found it's not all that difficult.
No.
Revenge. For slights real and imagined. Revenge. The joy of narrow, twisted, petty minds that without fail proves its own executioner. The proof is all here before you. The facts are irrefutable. Bo Buchanan set about to seek revenge on Michael Grant. He did with malignant heart. Tamper with Michael Grant's car with the deliberate intention of killing him. Alicia Grant was killed instead. Killed when she was being driven to the hospital for the birth of her first child. What should have been a blessed journey ended in a horrible tragedy at the bottom of a ravine. A woman is now dead, a husband shattered, a child motherless. Another journey may have been ended. A beautiful young actress by the name of Audrey Ames was struck by the car when the brakes failed and it went out of control. As a result, she may be paralyzed for life. Death and devastation caused by revenge. It's too late to help Alicia Grant. It's probably too late to help Audrey Ames. All we can hope for them and for ourselves is that the man responsible for this tragedy pay for his crime. Based on the facts presented by the Commonwealth during this trial, you will have a clear mandate to find the defendant, Bo Buchanan, guilty of murder in the first degree.
Boy, Herb's out for blood, isn't he? He's not going to be content until Bo's found guilty.
Honey, just stay calm, all right? Keep telling yourself that Bo is innocent. And above all else, don't offer up any information unless Herb asks for it.
Well, what if he forces it out of me? Then I'm going to have to tell him the truth. My God, I could send Bo to jail for the rest of his life.
I know you don't want to hear it, but you were brilliant.
Okay, now go ahead. Look at the jury. Don't hold back. Express whatever you're feeling.
Herb just blew us right out of the water. And now you want to give me stage direction?
Don't be disheartened. The battle's just begun. We intend to win.
Mr. Russell, are you ready to make your opening statement?
Just help me get up off this floor.
Darling, please relax. Would you go down to the gate and see if that ambulance has gotten lost?
All right. Stay right here, boy. You'll find us. We got something to settle. Why did you take so damn long to hand me my bill? I could have died before you decided to help me.
Asa, darling, that's a terrible thing to say.
It was the truth, Renee. Why, were you so damn mad because I told you I didn't think you were going blind? Mad enough to sign my death warrant?
Asa, please, calm down your heart. I'm going to get you a drink of water.
Okay, yeah, I was mad enough. But the truth is, when I saw you clutching at your heart like that, I just panicked, and everything just went blurry. I couldn't see.
You telling me you had an attack of blindness?
That's when it happens. With everything, I just get upset. And I was standing there. I couldn't even see your pills. I couldn't help you. I just have to stand there and try to get my focus so that I could try to help you.
Here's your water, darling.
You got a call about somebody having a heart attack?
Yes, he's right here. Please.
I'm sorry you boys had to come all the way out here for nothing.
That's no problem. Just lie down here on the gurney.
Asa, please lie down and let them examine you.
You're having chest pain. How's your arm? Any pain in the arm?
No.
Jaw?
No.
Okay. You nauseous at all?
No.
Oh, he's on medication. Where are those pills?
I took the pill. I told you it worked.
We'll start an EKG in the ambulance.
No, I don't need to go to the hospital. I just go up in my bed and
You are going to the hospital and you're going to do as the doctors tell you. Come on, we're wasting time.
You want me to give you a ride?
No, I'm going with Asa.
Renee.
Come on, please.
I hope it's not too serious.
Thank you, Austin.
Here, take these pills.
Oh, pills. Oh, my God, the pills. Thank you. Hurry! For God's sake, hurry!
Hello. Is that you, Austin? Doc? Yeah, what the hell are you doing calling me here? I'm sorry to break the rules, pal, but I got a little proposition for you.
Well, just peddle your propositions back down in Texas where you belong. I don't want any trouble from you. You understand?
I see. Well, first of all, I'm still in Landview. Secondly, I'm in jail. Now, you and I both know that I don't have much time for this call, so if you're not interested in what I have to say, I'm sure the Buchanans will be.
Listen here, Doc. You're pushing me up against the wall on the wrong day. I just had me a real close call with Ace, and I don't need any trouble from you.
Yeah, friend. Well, you're gonna have more trouble than you can shake a stick at unless you cooperate with me, because I will claim the $25,000 reward the Buchanans have posted for information on Alicia Grand's murderer.
Will you just shut your mouth?
Well, that's just what I'm offering to do, but only if you make it worth my while.
What do you want, Doc?
I hope you're sitting down. I want $25,000 for not telling I saw you put a sabotaged master cylinder into Michael Grand's car, plus another $5K for the inconvenience of being put in jail.
What are you, loco? I don't have $30,000.
Well, it's too bad, Austin. You better get it, or you are going to be the next one on trial.
The vital signs are normal. We took an EKG in the ambulance.
Are you in any pain, Mr. Buchanan?
No.
A doctor is on his way down. I want you to just try to relax.
Good luck, Mr. Buchanan.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, darling, you just hold on just a little bit longer, and the doctor's going to be here real soon. I'm going to call Dr. Larry, and we're going to get you a specialist. Anything you want.
You really love me.
Oh, my God. You know I do. I've never loved anybody more in my whole life. You know, all my life, I dreamed of finding the perfect man, and I didn't believe I would. But I did find him. I'm not going to lose him. I couldn't imagine living my life without you.
That's such a pretty speech. I just had to hear that.
What?
The poets say that the best tonic in the world is love. And that's the one thing that can make a man want to live. And you just proved that, honey.
I did. Darling, you can't recover so quickly.
I know. I was faking.
What?
Well, honey, listen to me now. It was a setup to trick Austin. And I didn't expect you to come in when you did. And I couldn't tell you what was happening. I had tipped off Austin.
Do you mean that you deliberately led me to believe that you were dying?
Well, I told you I couldn't tell you in the garage. I get in the ambulance. Those guys slapped the mask over my face. I couldn't talk to you. I couldn't tell you how much I love you. And I'll cherish those last words to me forever.
They may be my last words.
Oh, I know you were frightened, honey. I'm sorry. I probably should have told you what I planned to do. Can you find it in your heart to forgive me?
Of course I can, darling. Of course I can. But if you ever do that again, I will kill you.
I promise. Let's go back.
I hate them, you cannon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we share Michael Grand's heartache. And we share Audrey Ames' pain and her fear. And we hope and pray for her full recovery. But we also share the determination of the district attorney to bring Alicia Grand's killer to justice, to punish him for this deliberate act of murder. But that man is not here on trial today because Bo Buchanan did not kill Alicia Grand. He had nothing to do with that tragic murder. So, why then is he before you today, accused of murder? Well, ladies and gentlemen, because of a husband's anguish and because of a district attorney's rush to judgment. Those of you who have ever been victims of crime or have lost a loved one will understand Michael Grand's anguish and despair over his loss. But it is directed at the wrong person. Yes, understandably, Michael Grand wants revenge against his wife's killer. And understandably, the district attorney wants a speedy resolution to this murder. But they are blaming the wrong man. They have made a tragic mistake by blaming Bo Buchanan, and we will prove that. Yes, Bo Buchanan and Michael Grand had their differences, but this man is not a killer. And once you see that, ladies and gentlemen, it'll be your responsibility to free Bo Buchanan and to send a clear mandate to the district attorney to find the man that framed him and did kill Alicia Grand and bring him to justice. Thank you.
Thanks, John. That was great.
Will counsel for both sides please approach the bench?
What'd you think?
I think John just knocked a home run with the bases loaded.
Yeah, well, I agree. If I had any doubts about him now, no, they're all gone.
Well, he got off to a good start, but he's still got a long way to go.
Do you agree?
Yep. If I were on that jury, I'd be ready to vote to set him free right now.
Oh, goodness, you're very carried away by John's remarks.
Well, weren't you?
I must admit that I missed a few words here and there. I was still thinking about that comment you made about Fraternity Row. Since when are you so understanding about my commitment to the show?
Since I made my commitment to the show, I've taken over as producer while Bo's tied up with the trial.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. I was up all last night reading up on the show, going over scripts, costs, casting, all that in between. Calls to your answering machine. Don't you have anything to say? You think it's a good idea? It's a bad idea? What?
No, I think it's a wonderful idea. I'm thrilled. I'm even more convinced now that we're going to win the daisies. All the ones that we've been nominated for.
Oh, thank you so much for putting the pressure on me.
Hey, you can do it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to need help from everybody at the studio, especially you. So no more disappearing acts. I'm not going to let you out of my sight. You understand?
Yeah. I think the jury was moved by John's speech.
Yeah, I just hope nothing happens to turn that around.
Mr. Callison, I'm going to call you first witness.
The Commonwealth calls Tina Lord Roberts.
Tina Lord Roberts.
What am I going to do?
Just relax, honey, and don't let Herb get you all rattled.
Place your right hand on the Bible.
I made some toast. I warmed up some soup for you.
Oh, you can have the soup.
You want to try some?
I know that Stephen is in heaven with his father. I mean, that should be some consolation, shouldn't it?
It will, honey, it will. It'll take time. Right now, your pain's too strong and your loss is too deep. You know, my faith's been tested more than once in my life, and boy, each time I thought the grief is never gonna go, but it does.
What did you do?
Well, somehow you just make it through the first day, and then you make it through the second and the next, and pretty soon you learn how to live again, the way you did after Steve died.
But there's like nothing left. I mean, there's no reason, and there's no meaning to this. I've gone through all of this, and I have nothing. Oh, roses are glorious. Thank you for showing me around. Yes, I have been following Mr. Buchanan's arrest and his impending trial. How unfortunate that you have to endure more pain.
Yes, well, as soon as he is convicted, then maybe I can put all of this behind me.
Oh, I hope that day will be soon.
So do I. I don't know how long I'm going to have to be at the courthouse.
Mr. Grand, you have hired me, so you don't have to worry about your son's care.
Yes, I know. And I know he's in good hands.
Ah, thank you. I'd really better see to his formula now.
I thought you left without saying goodbye.
I wouldn't do that. I was just upstairs giving Garrick a cuddle and a kiss.
Gabrielle, I know that Mrs. Wiggins' arrival is a bit of a shock to you.
Yes, well, not nearly as much of a shock as I just got in the nursery. I think you might have a bit of a problem with Mrs. Wiggins. I found this on top of Garrick.
Well, of course you did. It's his blanket.
Yes, but usually baby blankets smell of powder or baby oil, not of scotch.
Scotch? How did this happen?
Well, I should think she spilt some of her favorite brew.
That's not possible. She comes highly recommended from that agency.
Well, I'm afraid you may have hired a secret drunk. No wonder she wants to keep the baby up in the nursery all day long so she can sit in a rocking chair and guzzle back her booze all day long.
No, there's got to be some mistake. I'm going to talk to her.
Michael, don't. She'll only deny that she's got a drinking problem. And then she'll make certain that she's never caught again. Meanwhile, Garrick's health and safety will be at risk.
I can't accuse her without any proof. Have you checked around the nursery for stashed liquor?
No.
We can't go through her personal things. It's not right.
Is it right to jeopardize your son?
Were you in the lobby of the Landview Grand Hotel when Michael Grand discovered what he believed to be a bomb?
Yes. It came in a box of flowers that had been delivered earlier.
By whom?
I don't know. There was a threatening note there, but it wasn't signed.
Mrs. Roberts, Michael Grand assumed that the note, the flowers, the bomb had all been sent by Mr. Buchanan. Is that correct?
Objection, Your Honor. This line of questioning is totally irrelevant.
It establishes a pattern of behavior on the part of the defendant.
If you have a point which you can prove, Counselor, I'll allow you to proceed.
I do.
Objection overruled. Answer the question, Mrs. Roberts.
I don't remember the question.
Mrs. Roberts, why did Michael Grand assume that Bo Buchanan had sent that bomb to his hotel?
Well, they didn't get along.
Do you know of any specific incident that led Michael Grand to believe such a thing about Bo Buchanan?
The ad agency that owns Fraternity Row was going to move the show to New York.
Yes.
And Bo thought that Michael was behind that.
Did you ever hear Bo Buchanan threaten revenge on Michael Grand?
Objection.
Overruled.
Yes. Yes, but I heard Michael threaten Bo, too.
Yes, just answer yes or no.
Well, no, you wanted to know the truth, so I'm telling you the truth. And that's that I also heard Michael threaten to get even with Bo.
All right, did Mr. Buchanan take those threats seriously?
Yes, but that didn't mean he wanted to kill him or anything.
Yeah, move to strike the witness's last statement.
Objection, Your Honor.
You led her to state an opinion, Counselor. Objection sustained.
How did the Buchanans feel about your working with the Grands, Mrs. Roberts? Did your family object to your association with them?
Bo didn't.
Well, did you discuss your work with Bo?
No, not really, but he knew how I felt about the Grands. I owe them a lot. It's because of them that I had any career at all. So that's why I volunteered to, try to get between them so that they would end this disagreement.
What deliberate steps did you take towards that end?
Well, I asked Michael to give me a ride home from the hotel so I could convince him to call a truce.
When did this ride take place?
The night that Alicia was killed.
Now, during this ride, did anything occur out of the ordinary?
Yes, the brakes gave out. But luckily, Michael got them working again in time.
How would you characterize his reaction to this brake failure?
Well, he was shocked, of course. I mean, he said he didn't think there was anything wrong with the car and that he was going to bring it in to be fixed first thing in the morning.
Just a minute, Mrs. Roberts. Mr. Callison, have you finished with your questions?
No, Your Honor. Yeah. Now, Mrs. Roberts, where were you when you heard the news of Alicia Grand's accident?
I was at Tempest, waiting for my husband.
Were you alone?
No, there was a party going on. There were all sorts of people.
Were you talking to anyone in particular? Mr. Buchanan, perhaps?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Now, what was his reaction when he heard about the accident? May I remind you, Mrs. Roberts, that you are under oath?
I know that.
What did Bo Buchanan say when you told him the tragic news?
You wanted to see me, Mr. Graham.
Yes, Mrs. Wiggins. I'm terribly sorry, but I have decided not to hire you after all.
I beg your pardon. But you haven't even given me a chance to prove myself.
I just know that I don't want you to be the person taking care of my son. I'm sorry.
I wish you'd be more specific.
I'm sure you're aware of the problem, and I hope that you will seek some... I hope you will seek some help. In that regard, I wish you all the best, but if I am asked, I will have to give you a negative recommendation.
This is extraordinary. I've never been dismissed before. All of my employers have had nothing but praise from Mr. Grand. I am sorry to leave my post, not for my sake, but for your son's. And I hope that for his sake, you will hire someone else immediately. Someone who has the baby's best interests at heart. And this is not mine.
Brenda, honey, don't give in to your despair. You have a future. Don't close the door on it. I love you. And I can help you. I can share your sorrow. And we can have a future together. I can make you happy. We can do anything we want with that future. Okay. All right. I'll tell you what.
What?
How'd you like to go on a trip?
A trip?
Yeah. Would you like to see your dad and your brother out west?
Really?
Yes, really. Look, I've got some vacation time coming. We take a couple of weeks. I'm serious. We'll share the driving duties. You know, we'll pack the car, pack the bag, throw the top down on the car. We'll hit the road. We'll stop wherever we want to go wherever we want to go. What do you say?
Yeah. I would love to take a road trip with you. Let's do it.
After I found out about the accident, it's all kind of a fog. It was like I was in a dream, you know?
Well, all right, then let's go back a step to your arrival at the party. Now, did you engage in conversation with Mr. Buchanan shortly after you arrived?
Yes, I wanted to know where Cord was. That's my husband. He's a photographer, and he was there doing publicity.
What kind of a mood did Mr. Buchanan seem to be in?
He seemed happy that the show was staying in Landview.
Happy, excited, anxious, restless, what?
He was calm, very calm.
He was calm. He was calm. Now, since you had prevailed on Michael Grand to call a truce to these disagreements, had you made the same plea with Mr. Buchanan?
Yes.
And how did he respond?
He told me not to worry about it.
Is that all he said? Mrs. Roberts, did Mr. Buchanan say anything else?
Yes. He said, as far as he's concerned, it's all over.
It's all over.
Yes. But I'm sure that what
Who gave you the news of Alicia Grand's accident?
This is an objection, Your Honor. I mean, the counselor hasn't given the witness a chance to answer the question.
She answered the question to my satisfaction.
Objection overruled.
Exception.
Exception noted. Continue, Mr. Counselor.
Thank you, sir. Mrs. Roberts, who gave you the news of Alicia Grand's accident?
My husband, Cord, he called from the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Now, you said that you were shocked in a daze.
Of course, wouldn't you be if one of your friends had just been hurt in a terrible accident?
Well, yes, I would be. Now, I'm wondering if Bo Buchanan was upset when he heard the news.
Yes.
Now, what did he say? Mrs. Roberts?
Objection. Badgering the witness. If she can't recall a conversation during a crisis.
She can recall it all right, Your Honor. She just doesn't want to repeat it.
Objection.
Can you answer the question, Mrs. Roberts?
Yes.
Objection overruled. Tell us what Mr. Buchanan said.
He said, oh, God, if only I'd known.
Yes, now, would you say that again so the jury can hear it?
Oh, God, if only I'd known.
Yes, now, Mr. Buchanan and Mr. Grand had been engaged in a series of disagreements. Mr. Buchanan had threatened to get even with Mr. Grand. Now, instead of being upbeat, excited, happy at this party, he was calm, collected, until he heard about Alicia Grand's automobile accident, and to that his response was, oh, God, if only I had known.
Objection. Overruled.
Look, I'm sure what he meant to say was just
Thank you, Mrs. Roberts. No further questions.
Mr. Russell?
Mrs. Roberts, how do you interpret Bo's response to Alicia's accident?
what he meant to say.
Objection, Your Honor. No one has established Mrs. Roberts' abilities as a mind reader. Therefore, it's impossible to her to know what Mr. Buchanan meant by their remark.
Look, what he meant was that he felt bad for Alicia and that he felt even worse because he'd just been talking bad about her husband.
He might just as well have meant that he was sorry that the intended victim, Michael Grand, was not in the car.
That's an objection, Your Honor.
All right, thank you anyway. Is Rick okay?
Oh, he's fine. I just needed to change him. He's settled down now.
The employment agency can't send anybody over here on that short a notice. Martin thinks he can manage, and my cook has 3 children and several grandchildren. She says she'll help out until I can get somebody else.
What about me? I've already told you I will move in and take care of Garrick.
Gabrielle?
It's not an imposition to me. I want to.
And what about your responsibilities at the hotel?
I can take care of them. Come on, Michael. It's going to take a couple of days before we find a nanny that we both agree on. I can do more than one thing at a time.
All right. All right. Welcome to Grandeview.
Oh, thank you. You know, we do have quite a few women that work at the hotel. Maybe one of them would be a good nanny. I'll look through the personnel file.
No, not now. We are due in court.
We're not going to be asked to testify right away, and I'm not wasting my time standing around the courtroom, that's for certain.
Seeing Bo Buchanan convicted of murder is hardly a waste of time.
Michael, let go of this. Drop this anger and hatred. It isn't going to bring Alicia back.
I will let it go when I see him sentenced to life imprisonment. That is my one wish, and I am going to see that through. I will call you when they are ready for your testimony.
Well, Gabrielle, congratulations. It looks like all your dreams have finally come true.
I'll sustain Mr. Callison's objection. The opinion of the witness is indeed conjecture and will strike it from the record.
Oh, I'm sorry if I hurt you.
No more questions, Your Honor.
You may step down. Mr. Callison, will you join Mr. Russell at the bench?
Congratulations, Teenie. You put the first nail in my son's coffin.
Oh, hell, Asa, what do you want her to do, perjure herself?
That's what will get Bo free. You're damn right. That's what I want.
Listen, Bo is innocent, all right? We don't need to tell lies to get him off the hook.
Well, the queen of the Grand Hotel had told us about Bo's comment. We would have prevented this disaster.
Asa, darling, that's enough.
I knew it was too good to last.
Now, we don't even know what the jury's thinking.
They think he's guilty, I can tell.
Now, look, Herb has to make all the points he can. And then John's going to get up and refute each and every one of them.
And suppose he can't.
Tomorrow, Tony and Angela are taking care of business on Who's the Boss. Then, will Kevin be tuned into his class piano recital? Find out on the Wonder Years. Wednesday at 9, 8 Central, the stars take the hot seat. From Bing to Betty to Bert, Barbara brings you Boy, Bo, and Bob. Don't miss Brooke, Burns, and Bacall on the 50th Barbara Walters special. Coming up, Kathy faces Paul with a heartbreaking decision about their marriage. Stay tuned for General